Tamara here, nice of you to join me, and a very warm welcome to my channel. It's lovely to have you here with me today. And in today's video we are going to be doing the inside, front and back covers of our memory book that we've been doing. That it is the memory book that goes into our wardrobe and album project that we've been doing tutorials for. So we are going to be doing the inside, front and back cover. Now I've already done my back cover ready, so that I'm going to do the one online. So this is what we're going to be doing. So it is just very simple diagonal pockets. I've got two diagonal pockets in there with some magnets that are going to help keep my photo mat in place. Now this photo mat I've just put in there. I haven't obviously yet covered it in pattern paper, but I will do. So please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment and like. Every subscriber really does help my channel grow, and I do appreciate each and every one of you, so thank you very much if you are a subscriber. If you click down here there on my logo, if you're on a PC, a little subscribe button will come up. You just click on that. That will take you to my YouTube channel page, where you'll be able to subscribe and click that notification bell as well. All that means is that whenever I upload new content to my channel, you will be one of the first people to know. Don't forget also to check out that description box also that's down below, because there's lots of information in that description box, that links and things that I obviously can't put on the video. But if you click on that box, you will find the link to the PDF cutting guide. That is the cutting guide for this project. So I've gone ahead and just cut out my cardstock already. And you will need to cut, although I've only got one, you will need to cut two of each. So the measurements are 6 5/8 by 5 inches. So that's this one here. And then using the offcut that comes off of this page, you will need to cut another two of these at 4 1/8 by 5 inches. Okay, so that's that one there. So bringing back the first one, we need to score on one long side at 1/2 inch and on one short side at 1/2 inch. Now on the diagram it shows you where you need to cut from to get your scores on the right place. So I'm going to turn mine up like so that I'm looking at it like that. So what we need to do is we need now to cut a diagonal line from this corner to this corner. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm just placing and matching up the corner of my cardstock to my gully of my trimmer. Put it down carefully and then cut that off. That can go in the bin. So you're left with a piece of like a diagonal card piece like this. So fold them over like so, and we're going to come and do the next one. So the next one is exactly the same, one short side and one long side at 1/2 inch score. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. We need to cut from diagonal from one corner to the next on the diagonal. So I'm going to put that in like so, and that in there like so, and make sure that you've got it relatively level. Cut that bit off. Okay, throw that away. Now, we don't need that for just a moment. So bringing in your pieces again, you'll need your scissors, because we need to miter this corner here like so. And then I'm going to fold the glue tabs over, and then I'm just going to cut off that excess part that is showing above the what will be the pocket. Ooh. So bring that down so that you don't see them. So do the same on this one. Okay, so cut off that corner, cut off the top parts like so, so that they're not shown. So that then is going, these are going to then work out, these are going to be our pockets like that. Now if you wanted yours to be the same height, then just cut 2 of these. I wanted it so that it was a bit different, so this one was a bit smaller. I didn't want them to be the same height. I wanted them to be a bit, what's the word I'm looking for, not so uniformed on this one. And also you use up this part, the excess part of your paper as well. So I was being a bit cardstock conscious. So you've got 2 options. So we can either put on our pieces now and then put our cardstock, or you can put your cardstock and then put these over the top. But I'm actually going to put these on first. But remember, because I've rounded my corner here, I do need to round this corner here. Okay, like so, so that it matches that edge, like that. So get your double-sided tape and glue, and this goes onto your mounting fold side of your glue tab on your pockets, and we'll need 2 of those. Like so. Sorry, it's a little bit wet now. I've just washed my hands. I've just put my other one in to soak. So, just dry my hands. Get your pocket, and this then needs to go onto the very edge of your board. So the very edge of your cover, like so. Push it down, and then your second pocket, the smaller one, is going to fit inside it. Okay, put my glue on. And then that goes inside. So now we need to add our magnets. So I'm going to add one to my bigger pocket and then add one to my smaller pocket. Okay, so I'm just getting my tape and I'm going to place that so it's right. Now I'm actually going to put it, I'm going to put one on the big one and one on the small one. So I've put one underneath, and then I'll put one on the top here, like so. And just add a bit of tape on the top of that. And then the next one we'll put on the smaller side, but onto the board, like so. And then put this one on. So all that's going to do is that's going to keep your photo mat in place and stop it from sliding out. So it'll be like so. So you just slip it in and it just holds it in place. like so. So now we need the patterned paper. So if you grab what you're going to use, again, if you've got some offcuts, use your offcuts for this. So page 19, well, we are here. So we need to cut. So for the base cover, you'll need to cut it at 6 3/4 by 6 3/4. So let's cut that quickly now. So you'll need 2 of those. So I need to cut this at 6 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then that's going to fit in your pocket like so. And then for the diagonal pockets, you'll need to cut these at 5 3/8 by 3 7/8. So I need then to cut this one. So I need to cut it lengthways at 3 7/8. But I don't want that, so I'm going to cut it that way. So 3 7/8 by 5 3/8. So your 5 3/8 needs to be with your directional paper facing downwards, and the 3 7/8 needs to be with your directional paper facing upwards. So to cut that on the diagonal, and I don't think that's right. Tested it. 3. Three 1/8. That's probably right. Ah, sorry, I'm doing the wrong one, aren't I? Get a grip. So that goes on to that side. So with that, we need to cut it on the diagonal. So I need to cut from this corner to this corner here, so that I've got the paper in the right direction. Cut it across, and then that then is your pattern paper for that side. I've just rounded that corner, so that goes on there. And then this one would be, you could maybe use that, but it's going to be the wrong direction. But if you're short on paper, then you could use that. Okay, so moving on to this, the smaller of our diagonal pockets, you need to cut this at 3 7/8 by 3. Now again, I'm just going to use some offcuts, so that was that one. So I can use either, I can use the same one. So we want this, the longer edge, so this needs to be 3 7/8 by 3. Is that the right height? Yes, by 3. I'm just going to put it on there so I know which way to go. So I need to go from this corner to this corner to get this part of my diagonal here. This part to that part. Move that over so I don't. Okay. That off. Put that round. And then just check that works. Yes, that's the correct measurement. Although you could possibly no, I like it like that. So let's grab the pieces and just ink the edges. 2. So now all you need to do is your photo mats. Now the photo mat I had for that, so this photo mat measures, now you can have it a little bit smaller because I think this one's a little bit big. I'm going to cut it down to 6 and 5/8 by 6 and 5/8. And that's 6 and 5/8. And then that should fit quite nicely in there like so, and it gives you a nice border all the way round. So cut 2 of those, and again I'm not going to add my pattern paper on these just yet. I'm going to wait until we've covered all our books before I do my photo mats. Now you can add your white cardstock for your photos. If you wanted to, you could add them on there already by using your photo punch. Let's do that. Let's add them. So I'm going to round the corners. I'll do both of them at the same time. Now let me get my white cardstock. Again, I'm going to cut 2 together, and that is 6 and 5/8 by 6 and 5/8. So this is going to be a 1/4 inch smaller. So I'm going to go with 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. So I'm just going to try these before I round the corners. Yeah, so 6 1/4, that's fine. So let me round the corners of these, and then I'll get my stamps out. You can put on here, they can either put a 6x4 photo, so that would be my 6x4 photo. So they can either have a 6x4 photo on the corner, on there, and then you can journal on that part, or they can have it going this way and have the journaling at the top, or they can have it going that way with journaling at the bottom. So what I think I may do is I'm going to put mine so it's a landscape one rather than a portrait one, and they can journal down the side here. So I'm going to put on mine a 6x4. Do you like these? These are the Stamp and Die storage sleeves that I've got on sale in my shop. They're so handy, and it gets rid of all that plastic that breaks if you, and it looks so tatty once if you've opened it a few times. It does rip. These are so robust, they really are. I've been using these for years. So grab your acrylic block. I'm going to use some VersaFine Clair. Stamp it on. Don't get ink on your fingers. Come off. And then that's going to fit into our little photo frame, and then they know that they can put a 6x4 photo on that part over there, and then they can journal on this part, and then that's your front and back covers done. So now, okay, so for our front cover, now on the one that I've got as my example, I've actually just used the postcard image on the front of my book, but I thought we might as well do something a little bit different, because I was thinking about having this as an open pocket, which would have been a really good idea as well. So you could still do that if you wanted to. You could still have that postcard piece on your front, but then just leave it open and you can add a tag in there. But I wanted to do this one where we could have an actual picture and come out. So what I wanted to do was have it so that I've got this Statue of Liberty on this side, and then I'm going to have my picture, or the person can put a photograph of themselves in there like so. But I'm actually going to have it where you've got the picture goes in from this end, rather than just in at the top and then trying to get it down. I thought that way might be a bit better. So what we're going to need for that, so the measurements are going to be, so for the front cover, your pattern paper is going to measure 6 7/8 by 6 7/8. So then you're going to need some cardstock, and that's going to measure 7.5 by 4 3/4. And then what we're going to do is we're going to score it on two of the two short sides and one long side at 1/2 inch. So you need to score it at 1/2 on the three sides, as I say, two short sides and one long side, like so. So you end up with your sheet like that. So next what we need to do is we're going to give this a frame. Now I find this so much easier to do than having to measure, but you do it however it is easy for you. So we're going to give it a 1/2 inch frame. So I'm just going to line up and draw my lines. I'm going to fold these tabs, these glue tabs, over and then measure from that scored edge rather than measure, otherwise we won't get a true measurement. I mean, you could do it where you give the sides 1 inch. That might be better. So if you open that out, give this put this at 1 inch, like so, and turn it round, do the inch again, and then that gives you your 1/2 inch frame either side. So now what we're going to do is going to cut it open, or say cut it open, we're going to line up them score lines, and we're just going to cut inside that frame. So we're going to measure, we're going to line up our trimmer with this line here, and then cut up to this line here, like so. Open it out, do the same thing. Let me open it out. To that line, come along, come down, and then this next one, and then all the way to that side. Hopefully that's all of them in. If you've got some little bits that are stuck on, just prise them off very gently. Now, as per usual in my house, I never have a handy rubber. I'll just use this one. So you just want to rub off them lines. There we go. So next what we need to do is just put on the double-sided tape. First of all what we need to do is miter our corners. So just miter the two bottom corners and then miter the glue tabs on the top. Okay, so that when we fold them over, you're going to get a nice corner, and one that's not bulky and sticking out. So getting your double-sided tape, we're going to put the tape, let me move that out of the way, open it out. So I'm on the back side of our frame, and we're going to put our double-sided tape onto the actual frame itself, about in the middle of the frame, so in the middle of that 1/2 inch gap, like so. You could put it very near the edge as well. It's just so that we get all of the acetate gets stuck and you haven't got big gaps of double-sided tape showing. So I'm going to take off the bottom double-sided tape. So for your acetate, you need to cut it down to 6 1/4 by 4 1/8. Okay, so I'm going to put that on first. Okay, and then just burnish that down. Okay, then you can go ahead and take off the sides. That's one side that's stuck down. 2 sides, and then push that over, and then we've just got the top. So that then is our frame nearly done. So we need to then add our double-sided tape onto the outside mounting fold of this frame. Okay, like so. So I'm just first of all going to burnish down these glue tabs like so, and then we can add then the double-sided tape. We're also going to add some glue to this as well. Now this double-sided tape, you need to put it as near as you can get it to that scored edge, because that way it means that you're not going to get any gapping in your frame. Okay, so that's like so. And as I say, I will put on some glue as well. I'm just going to cut down that corner again. That's better. Yeah, I just wanted to cut it down because it was just a bit bulky. Right, excuse me, I just want to put my fan on here for a minute. So I do apologise if it's whirring in the video. It's very hot here today. We are again in the second heat wave, I think. And I keep stopping the video and going and sitting in my daughter's room because she's got the aircon in there. In hindsight, I should have put it in my studio, but never mind. At least she's cool. So, bringing in our book now, I've done some other measurements as well, but we'll come to those in just a minute. So, we're going to stick our page on first. Now I need to round my corners here because I've got my rounded corners of my album, so round them over. And I'm also going to add the distressing to this. Now I am going to distress this quite a lot because I want it to have that really deep dark brown edge. Stick this on. Like so. Okay, then we're going to put this on. Now I'm going to put this on so that I've got the Statue of Liberty to this side, and my opening for my picture or my photograph is going to go here, so that you can put it in there. And what I may add, I'm going to bring that over just a tiny bit. And what I may add is a little pull tab here on my photo so that you can bring that out. Right, I've just noticed that I've got some finger marks on my acetate. So I've just used some isopropyl alcohol and a paper towel. And I'm just rubbing them off. Okay, they're on the inside, so just add a little bit more. So I'm going to take off the bottom double-sided first, fold that over, and then I'm going to just place it where I think it should go. I think it should go about there. So line it up, top and bottom, and then burnish that down. Okay, and what I forgot to just put my glue on, but I'll do it on this one. So then when we come to put these on, we can just push them over. So I'll start with the top one, and then the next one I'm going to just give it a little rabbit's ear, so it's sticking out like so. So add my glue, and I could add my glue on this one actually, couldn't I? I'll go down there. Right, then push that over, and then push the top one, and then push this down, and then pull that out. Right, somewhere I had these, so let's have a look. I'm going to go with the New York Brooklyn one at the top there. I'm just going to line that up, take that bit off, like that. Come along and do the same here in the middle. Take that off. Hopefully I've got them roughly in the same place, like so. There we go, and then that should fit in there like so. Now what I'm going to do is put it onto, I'm going to back it onto some card. The card size that we're going to back our little postcard onto is 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then we'll round the corners. Okay, and then so I'm going to put some of the white card on the back, and this is going to be cut at 6 1/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, round these. And then that's going to fit on the back. But before we fit that on the back, I want to add in, well actually no, we'll put it on the back and then we'll go through both sets with our photo punch. So let me put this on the back. Like so. There we are. So just burnish that down. And then I'm going to come from the back and I will use our photo punch and go through both sets. There we go. I think mine might need to be emptied. Okay, so then you can then journal on the front and then, or journal on the back, and then put your picture in. Now this is going to be a little bit too small now, but it will just fit. What I could do actually is back this as well onto some cards. So that needs to be, so 3 3¾ by 5 3/4. So 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. So 3 3/4. Oh, that's going, isn't it? By 5 3/4. Round these corners here, and then we can glue this on. Like so. I think what I should have done is maybe rounded the corners of these as well. Okay, that's no problem, we can do that now. So that's those two. See, this is what happens, I don't I get them to a point where I know what I'm sort of doing, but then I like to actually add little bits in as I'm actually doing the tutorial. I think it just makes it nicer. So this should then go into those little holes like so, There we are. And then you can put your picture in there then, and then that can fit into that page like so. And to get it out, what we need to do is just add a little pull. Now what I should have done is put it on before I put that on. Can I might be able to just do it. But all I'm going to do is use a corner punch, a circle punch. I'm going to just cut out, not the full circle, like so, and then this can fit underneath that there. My fault, I should have put that on first. Then that fits under that little there. Oh, just fits. That's amazing. Now if you've got the smaller one, if you've got a 1-inch punch, you can then colour that there, but I don't know why I've done with mine, it's disappeared. And we can then put it in like so, and then that punch is going to just stick out a tiny little bit, not a lot, but then that gives you enough pull to be able to pull your picture, your photograph out of there. So I've got something like this. This may work actually. This would look really nice. So we can just hopefully, let's see if this works. So these I got from the Works years ago, and they are just so handy for little things like this. So I'm just going to try and get that so that I've got it basically in the middle. So let's push that through. So push it through from this one side. Push it through there. Put this on the top, and then I think you just bang them down. Let's push it. Right, so I'm going to go off camera and start to bang. So there we go. I've sort of put that on there now, and that's all thingied in, and then that just then acts as a little pull to pull out your photo, but it's in there enough so that it is not going to get stuck. Now what you could do is put, actually what I may do is cut out another circle, but a full circle, and put that all the way over, because that doesn't look too bad. But then what that does is going to help to keep it, it's going to strengthen it, and also just get rid of that back of that tack. I'm going to call it a tack because I don't know what else to call them. There we go. So push that down so that it's not protruding out. There we go. You will stick. There we go, that's better. And then that goes in like so. There, that's a lot better. That's a lot more sturdier, and it just looks really nice. So the next thing we've got to do is, let me move these out of the way. These things come in handy, and because it's the star, it's kind of like, does remind me of America. I don't know why, that star just does, probably like rodeo or something like that. So that then is your photo mat that comes out. Now we've got to then just decorate around the outside edges. So you would cut this at 3/8. So it's up to you. You can either do the long sides as the long ones, and then these two short ones shorter, or you can do it the other way around. I'm actually going to do the short sides as my longer ones. So you're going to need to cut this both, so 2 at 4 1/8 by 3/8 of an inch. So that I might use that one actually, or I might get 2 out of there. They would look nice as the ones going down the edges there, so I'm going to keep them, and then they could be nice for that side. So 3/8 of an inch, so 3/8 of an inch, by 4 1/8. So that goes there. So the next one again is this. I don't think, no, that's too short. So 3/8 of an inch by 4 1/8. And that goes there. Then we've got these side ones, which I said we're going to do from this, and these are going to measure, so 5 1/2 by 3 by 3/8. So 5 1/2 by 3/8. And then one more. There we go. So there's those. Where did it go? So I'm just going to ink those edges. Okay, so they're all my pieces done. So let's now stick them on. So let's stick the top one. So goes on like so. Okay, like so. And then so that then is my front cover done. So now we need to do the spine and then the back cover. Now the back cover, I'm only going to do some of the I'm only going to cover half of it. There we go. So I've got, this is my back cover, so I can either do it where it comes from this side or it goes from this side. It's really up to you. Now what this is, it's this page that I've just chopped up, okay, because when I cut it up, this had New York on it and it looked a bit odd having like New and then Orc on this side, so I kind of left it so that I could piece it together. So I'm going to put it this side, and then I'm just going to put some black cardstock on there, and then maybe put my little logo stamp on. So but with this we do need some black card, and so you will need your black cardstock to measure 2 3/8 by 6 7/8. Okay, so that's your black cardstock. That's for on here. That's your spine. So then your pattern paper is going to be 1/8 of an inch smaller. So this would be 2 1/4 by 6 no, sorry, 2 1/4 by 6 3/4. And then you need to then get out your little metal handle embellishments. Now you may, if you've got the kit, you may have a different one to this. You might have one that's got it's shaped as like a flower. You might have one that is more protruding, like this one here, that you don't need brad to attached to, because that's already a brad in there. What it was is my supplier had run out of one particular sort, so he offered me a different one, so that's what I sort of took, those different ones. But I like them all. They're all really nice, and they all do the same function. It's just really personal choice, really. But I like them all, so I've used them all. But with these ones you will need some brads, so I need 3 brads for this. Now I'm going to ink my edges first, and I'm not going to round the edges on these because it's the spine, and the spine has got straight corners. So, and then I'm going to stick these all together, like so. You probably want quite a bit of glue on this. I mean, but this glue from Stix 2 is fabulous. With this now, I'm just going to by eye it. I always seem to do that. It works well for me. So I'm going to put it so that, let's just get this the right way. So that's going to go there. So with this, I'm going to put my 2, because this has got 3 brad holes, so I'm going to put 2 at the top and then 1 that goes in the middle of our ring here. So let's just mark our holes. So I'm going to mark 1 hole first and punch that out. Just open that up a little bit, put my brad through, and then put it through that first hole. Okay, and take them down. And then what I'm going to do is I'll just level it up and straighten it up, and then put my next hole in. Then I'll put my punched hole, and take my brad, push it through, open up the legs like so, and then do the next one. But this one, because there's all stuck, it's all done, so I'm just going to punch that hole through. Put your brad in, open them up, and then I'm going to add a little bit of foundation tape just to that the back of that, just to keep those legs in place. There we go. It just gives also a nice level surface like so. And then that is your little ring pull that's on the side of your album. So next we need to stick it to the actual spine, so I'm just going to put some double-sided tape on just around my edges, and then I'm going to put glue in the middle. Now I'm doing this because I just want it to stick now. I want the edges to be really and truly stuck. So open that out. Okay. Add our glue. So I'm adding quite a bit of glue, especially over those brad legs as well. Then we can go ahead and stick this on. Because we've got that glue on there, we've got a bit of wiggle time. There we go. And then when you're happy, just burnish that down. There we go. So then that's the spine. So then we come to do the back. Again, I'm going to ink these edges. think I might need to add some more ink to my ink pad. It's drying up a little bit. Okay, so this is going to go on like so, and then I will just measure what I've got left. Goes on there like that. And then what I've got left, so it will be 6 7/8 by, I'm going to do it by 3 1/8. So 6 7/8 by 3 1/8. And this is going to go on here like so. And then I'm going to add something down here to hide that I've got like they've joined. But first of all, what I will do is just get my permanent ink pen, and I'm just going to go down. Now, I should have done this beforehand, but if I'm careful, I can use the side of the page, the paper, as my guide. So I was careful I didn't go over. So then I'm just going to add then this back round to 2 of the corners, and then this can sit like so. And then I will also get a strip down there. I've either got some nice string pearls, or I can just put some black card. So I might just put some black card on that. So this is going to be, I'm going to do a 1/4 inch, because that is quite a wide gap there that I've done. So we can do that on there. Let's add this, and then I might add the string pearls as well. Or you could add some lace. Lace would look really nice along there. I'll get some to show you. So what have we got in here? Just to show. So we've got, this is ruffled lace. So you've got some ruffled lace. That would go nice. So you could have that. Or some bigger lace. This also looks quite nice. That looks really nice actually if you put that on, especially looking over onto the black as well. And then, or you could just put the string pearls that go down the center. I think they all look quite nice actually, and especially because it's on the back as well. You're not going to see it that much, but I suppose it just makes it stand out a little bit more. So I'm just going to add the string pearls. I've got some Fabri-Tac. That's what I was trying to say. And this works really well for this type of thing. Mine's a bit old, so it will take a while just to get down to the nozzle.
A few moments later.
Slowly. So just add a little bit on. You just need to dot it on and you're happy. I'm going to put that this side. Push it on there. Cut this bit off here. Straighten it up. So it's nice and straight. Like so. And then that is the back finished. So we've got the front. Now if you wanted to, you could add some pearls on here as well. You could maybe put some pearls down here just to mirror the back a little bit so that it looks, you know, a bit uniform. So okay, so let me just add these pearls just to the edge of Hoping I've got enough glue on there. Just take that excess one off. I'm going to pull them up so that they are level. Okay, put my top back on my glue because, as I say, it does seep out if you leave it. So that then is the first album of our wardrobe and albums project done. Yay! So I really hope you're enjoying this series of videos. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment on this video. Please subscribe to my channel. It really does help me out. It really does, and I appreciate every single one of you that subscribe. So thank you ever so much. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that notification button as well. That means that every time I upload new content, you will be one of the first people to know. So it's really important that you hit that button as well. Don't forget to come and follow me on all the social medias. All my links, as always, are in that description box. And don't forget to check out that description box because there's so much information in there that you may miss that's not on the video. Like links to my shop, places where I shop and get my products from, and obviously links to all my social medias as well. Plus there is the link to the PDF cutting guide that is totally free, and this one is now coming out at 22 pages long, so it's a huge project to do, but you'll be able to do it with my tutelage. So thanks again for watching. Wherever you are in the world and whatever you're doing, have a really good day, and I will see you again on the next one. Bye!